The first lesson, Homeward Bound, with part A, B and C, 2 classes each, I think 6 to 8 classes we had only on lesson number 1. Today we start lesson number 2. And this lesson number 2 is Communication is Creation. Lesson number 2. We are going to see this again in lesson number 2A, B, C and D. What is communication, how we do it, and how we can be the best communicators in the world, not as you think, but in a very, very spiritual way. You who have been coming for this class and watching it on video have not come here to this class by chance, but you have come for this class with a inner emptiness, which means I'm lost and I want to search, I want to be found, or I want to get on the right road. I want to be guided. I want someone to show me. I want someone to get me out of this lost feeling that I have. I want someone to get me out from the indecisiveness of my life. I want someone to get me out and show me the real, the truth, and the excellent way to who, where and how my life should go, both now and in the future. So, tell yourself now, right at the beginning of this lesson number 2, Communication is Creation, tell yourself this: I am going to open myself to guidance. What it is, I still don't know, but I'm keeping myself open to guidance. More and more, I will rely, less and less, I will rely on myself. More and more, I will rely on my higher self, on the self, the God who's in me, the Holy Spirit is in me. More and more, I will less and less, I will rely on myself, which means on my ego. More and more, I'm going to rely on that. And so, if you get into this way of thinking, more and more, less and less, I'm going to rely on what I have relied so far, because I have ended in a lost way. I'm not the best person I would like to be. I'm not happy and joyous the whole time, and I have my ups and downs, and I call it I'm human. So I have an excuse also by saying I'm human, so I can do whatever I want and say I'm human. So that's an excuse. But rather, I'm now going to step into an unknown territory and allow myself to be guided by something or someone whom I want to recognize more and more. And by doing that, this is what will happen to you. You will again get a sense of freedom, and you will get a sense of joy. Every inch of spiritual life that you travel or you accept in your life increases the joy that is in you. So the difference that you have to make for yourself is spiritual life will never make you happy. Never. It is not about getting happiness. Spiritual life is awakening the joy that is already in you. So, because happiness always means things must go my way, then I will be happy. Let the things go, whatever they are doing, but I have found the joy in me to face all the terrors of the world. So it is with joy, therefore, you're going to meet your higher self. It is with joy that you're going to meet the Christ Jesus in you. It is with joy that you're going to meet the Holy Spirit. It is with joy that you're going to meet the whole of creation. The whole of creation. It is with joy that you'll begin to feel a unity with everything. And then you will be one. Full of light and full of grace. This is where we are traveling in this radical journey of yours. So we begin. How are you going to enter into this phase of your life, or this phase of a new way of going around? So begin, my dear friends, by trusting less and less in your old self and trusting more and more in your higher self. God, Spirit, universe, you can call it what you like. Depends on whatever religion you are following. To understand this and how to trust in the inner voice, I'll give you an example that happened last week. I got a ticket for $180. So I came because he is working somewhere with the police, and she told me her story and I had my, and so my ego, trusting my own also voice, was grumbling, was not happy with the situation, was saying that somebody is in the wrong and not me, and how can it be? And so all that was playing in my mind, and can I reduce the sentence? 180 is too much. So that, what we all undergo, I was undergoing. Then I said, I'm teaching these people something. And then I got the lesson that I was teaching, course number 2. What is happening outside? So what is happening outside is a ticket. It's in the world, it's not inside me. So how do I react to what is happening outside? So I'm reacting with disagreement. I'm reacting with frustration. I'm reacting with, so can you see the operative word is reacting. So I'm trying to find out ways and means to, I'm seeing this as a punishment. And I'm saying I don't deserve this punishment. So like a little child, I'm undergoing that. Till my adult, my spiritual self came, and I said, let's see, this is happening outside. What is happening to me? And I got in touch with all those emotions of frustrations, chaos, not reaching anywhere. I'm being punished for no reason at all. This is not just, blah, 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 blah. And those emotions, I said, okay, this is what I'm having right now. Second thing I did is, I went back, when did I have these kind of emotions in my life? And I pinpointed, I had it 3 years back, I had it, then I had it 6 years back, and I had, so I saw the same event, not a ticket, but someone treating me so-called unjustly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I accepted that, and I said, this is now inside me, and that's causing me unhappiness. So I began to listen to my trust in this. So this is out of It's only leading me to have more gray hair, and some more hair will fall. So trusted in that, and I got beautiful messages. I got that this is happening because I was not being very polite to a co-worker. I go to help in the VA, co-helper with me in the VA. I was not very polite with that person. I was giving the person a cold shoulder. I was not giving the person going in the corridor. I was not looking at that person. So I said, this sounds familiar, Nelson. This is the familiar Nelson. When he is frustrated or something, he cuts the person off from his life. And so this ticket has come to show me that you have cut somebody out from your life. Then I began to see every time I cut somebody out from my life, I was punished for something or the other. And I didn't realize. Now I said, aha, it's worth $180. At that moment, I decided to get in touch with that emotion and go to that person, wherever that person is in my heart, and say, you're lovable, you're loving, and you're loved forever. And I did that 10 to 15 times, and this emotion melted. That was the end of that. And I felt like smiling. I said, I have learned this beautiful. So he's loved, he's loving, and so am I. But two loving persons cannot do what I've been doing. So, but without guilt and without any condemnation of self or of the other. And the next step is, now that everything is cleared and I'm free, the next step was go to the courthouse. So I went today to the courthouse with two things in my mind. I've been sent to the courthouse not to pay the ticket, but I've been sent to the courthouse to love all those people who have got a ticket with me today. And if there are any kids there, I'm going to smile at them, and I'm going to crack a joke with them. There are any kids there. And as I stood in line, I was second or third. I'm looking at the back. There are 10 to 15 people, and I'm looking at all of them and smiling. With all my heart, I loved them, because that was God giving me a ticket so that they could feel the love of an unknown stranger standing in the line and smiling at them like an idiot. So I smiled at all of them. And on the bench at the side, there were 3 kids, 6 and 4 and 2, all of them having a good time. So I left the line, I went to them. Hi, how are you? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Yeah, you all are so beautiful children. You all are not running around the place and all. Where's your mom? And all 3 hands went there. And the mom smiled like as if, she saw Angel Gabriel. I said, you're a great mom. My day was over. And when I went there, he says, your case is dismissed. There you go. That was the end of the story. So this is what I'm saying. Listen to your higher self. He will give you some nonsense advice of which your lower self will oppose it. Don't do that. How can you go and smile at everyone? You cannot smile. They will get some wrong thing in their mind. The woman will think that you're flirting with them. The man will say you're flirting with somebody's wife. No, don't do that. You'll get into trouble. I've been guided to do that. I will do that. So this is what I called trusting in the communication that comes to you and listening to it. And more you listen to it, the more and more easier it becomes, and the more you feel like it's good. It's good. And at the end of it, what was it? Thank God I got a ticket. Imagine that. So the whole thing changed, and I got a lesson that I have to treat that guy well. I have not been treating him well, blah, 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 blah. I now love him as God loves him. End of story. I got nothing against him, nothing for him, just plain great respect, love, and all. So this is called life. Life takes you in the correct direction, but not in the way that you would like. I would not like to get a ticket, but it gave me a ticket in order to teach me the lesson. So, this is how we have to take all the calamities in our life, not as something God punishing me and then going to pray, oh God, take this out. No, when something happens in your life, you have to ask, oh God, what are you trying to show me? But we do the opposite. Oh God, I'm having problem. Please take this problem out of. And God is saying, I send you this problem because I want to teach you something by which you'll become a better person and come closer to me faster. Say, no, 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 that's not the way. That's not the way. You have to treat me. Don't give me all this. Don't give me a ticket. Don't give me a punishment. Don't bash me up. Don't. So we never learn anything.
So Father, you're saying that the things that happen are not necessarily punishments, but rather lessons.
Exactly. Exactly. There is no punishment in this world. No punishment. So what is happening? You have done the course. What is happening? We throw pebbles into the pool of our consciousness. It goes and comes back, and then we say, why is it happening to me? So just as I tried to find out what was the pebble, I found that the pebble was that, and then the whole thing changed. This thing went back. Finished. So find that pebble. Find that, or if you can't find that pebble, change the pebble. So far, everybody on board? Okay. One thing we have to learn in our lives, we are continuing now. We are continuing. You are always communicating. And it's very, very important in your spiritual life, because we believe we are not communicating. Every moment of our existence, we are communicating. You're communicating to me right now with the way that you're sitting. So we'll all get a message. Some communication is going on. The way that she's smiling is another communication. The way that she's sitting or the way that she's wearing her top is another communication. The way you're wearing the shawl is another communication. The way that the boots that you wear is communicating. Your hairstyle is communicating. The glasses and the color of the glasses you wear and the ring you have is communicating. Everything is communicating. The way you sit, the way you stand, the way you blink, the way you open your eyes, the way you show the point some finger, the way you go to sleep, the way you snore, the way you toss in your bed. Every action of yours is communicating to the universe. Wow. Imagine, so there is never a moment in your life when you are not communicating. Once you begin to realize, and no communication is hidden. Whatever is coming, anything, because you are always communicating. It is why are you communicating? Because you know deep inside in your inner self that it is going somewhere. Otherwise you would stop communicating. Is it possible for you to stop communicating? Not possible. It's impossible for you to stop communicating. Wow, impossible. So be very be very concentrated or focused, or be very knowledgeable in knowing how important is your every action and word and deed and even thought. There is never a moment in which you are not communicating. Now, if you are communicating, so this is you. You are communicating. You're communicating, communicating, communicating. But here, there are 3 billion people also communicating and bashing you. So there is immense communication going on without us knowing it about it at all. Waves are going out from us and billions of waves are hitting us left and right, and we are quite insensitive to them. As you get into the spiritual life, you'll begin to get more and more sensitive to the waves of communication that come to you. So you will go for a wedding or something, and there are 200 people, and you look in the corner and you say, that woman is a problem. Why did you say that? Because you got a communication that she is a problem. And so trust in that communication, and you will automatically go to a table where there are with people whom you do not know, and you'll ask them, can I sit at your table? Why did you choose this table over the other 40 tables that are there? Because something was being communicated, you got the communication, and you felt at home in this table. Everything, every time, we have to, two things. Know that we are communicating, and therefore communicate good, the holy and the beautiful to the world. So it's like you having a big, I'm communicating, communicating, so you can communicate a lot of noise and give everybody headache. You can communicate a lot of chaos, you can communicate a lot of anger, it depends what do you want to communicate to the world. Decide today and change your life accordingly, because you are communicating. And then whatever you communicate, 20 or 30 or 40 or 50%, the world also communicates it back to you. So if you communicate anger and frustration, you will find people in the world coming into your life and getting you angry and frustrated the whole time. And you say, why is this happening to me? Yeah, because you, am I? Therefore comes the thought. Why is this happening to me? Am I in some way attracting like people? Am I an angry person that is always getting running into other angry people? So God or the universe is sending you people to tell you what you are communicating. And the moment, if you are clever enough, intelligent or spiritual enough to come to know, these people are coming into my life because I am communicating. So I'm going to change my communication. I'll be good, I'll be beautiful, I'll be tolerant, and the world will change and send you the good, the beautiful and tolerant people. Wow. So isn't that, it is somewhat like magic, but only when you come to know. So this is very, very important. What you communicate to the world comes back and hits you hard. Both ways. It hits you hard. If you communicate the good, it will hit you hard. Very, very good. If you communicate wrongly, it will hit you hard both sides. Because the universe is blind. Whatever you send to it, it sends you back 100 times. Whatever it is. If it is goodness, you get goodness. If it is evil, you get whatever you send out, because you are sending out to 3 billion people. So those 3 billion people will send it back to you. Imagine. So because we are all one. Nothing is hidden from each other. Our communication is creating our life. Communication is creation of my life. Imagine. So your life is being created by you moment after moment. So please stop now blaming God for anything. So you have the power to change your life by changing what you communicate. And you have the vision to see certain people entering into your life. So, for example, take this whole thing about the ticket. So, I might have communicated frustration or anger or towards that, and so he communicated it back to me till I stopped and I said, I am holy, I am beautiful, I am loving, I am compassionate. Then I said the same thing to him, change, and he returned the same thing to me, and there we are. End of story. So this is a beautiful spiritual tool. Did not Jesus teach us this tool? What did he say? Do unto others as you want them to do to you. So whatever you do to others, I told you, whatever you do to 3 billion people, they will do it back to you 3 billion times. So be relaxed. Whatever you do is going to come back. Like you're sending out your dog for a walk, and after some time the dog will come back and bite you where you don't want it to bite you. So,
Can I ask a question?
yes, you can always ask.
Okay, so if I feel frustration or something is unfair to me in life, are you saying that I should not communicate that?
Yeah,
kind of
so
unjustness
so
in-
suppose this is a person X. Person X is acting badly with you, or making you angry, or is angry with you, or frustrating you, or something like that. So the question is now for you to ask yourself, am I communicating frustration and anger to him so he's reflecting it back to me? And then it is always right. Everybody, the world, 3,000 billion people are only reflecting what you have thrown into the world. So we change that. So now I'm going to change my anger and my frustration and my whatever I have towards the world in general and this person in particular. I'm going to change, because the universe has sent this person in my life to show me what I am sending out into the universe and contaminating the universe. I am contaminating the universe by sending horrible thoughts out. And they are going out, people are coming to show me that, and I'm saying they are bad, they are bad, they are bad, they are bad, they are bad. So rather than say these people are coming out of goodness to show me how I can change and be free, how I can withdraw my frustration, my anger, or whatever it is, whatever the negative thing is, and therefore then you begin to change yourself by putting your hand on your heart and saying, I am yuck, I love myself, I am compassionate, I am kind, I believe in goodness. Say all the good things about it. Say it about 10 times. And then imagine that person is standing in front of you. Put your hand on his or her heart and say, you are so and so. You are God's child. You are beautiful. You are lovable. You are kind. You are tolerant. So now you are changing yourself so that you will not send the waves of what you were sending first. So what are you sending now? You're sending the waves of compassion. You're sending the waves of goodness. You're sending the waves of tolerance. You're sending the wave of forgiveness. So that is going there and that is going not only to that person, it's going to 3 billion people on this planet. And so from one of them, or two of them will come into your life and say, you're the best person we ever saw. What happened? Yeah, because yesterday you did this, and then you say, I didn't notice I did that. Yeah, but we noticed. So the whole thing will change, and you say, I'm so happy, I'm getting good people into my life. And they are coming into your life because you became good. You got the answer?
Almost.
Almost.
Yes.
Okay. So, now you understand why we say communication is creation. By communicating, you're creating your own life and nobody else's. So we go forward now. Two things in your personality never tell lies. So you have mind, you have heart, and you have the body. They never tell you the wrong thing. Your mind plays all kinds of foolish things with you. It tells you this is good, that is bad. It does all a mess with your life. But if you go to your heart will always, because your heart is that, not a physical heart. The heart is always in touch with goodness. The body is full of, the body will never tell you lies. The body always tells you the truth. Never tells you the lies. If you want to go and pee, you have to go and pee. It will not tell you, no, don't go. So it's end of the story. So the body will tell you when you feel thirsty, you go and thirst. When your body, you go for a party and the music goes. And so as you're listening to the music, what does the body do? Sometimes without any, you don't tell yourself, the mind doesn't say, okay, now let's dance, okay, shake your butt. No, just by listening to the music, your body falls in line with the music. Then you go somewhere else, and so your body becomes happy, your body becomes sad, your body becomes grieved, your body goes, so your body never tells you lies. So you have two great mechanisms in your life that never tells you lie. So, and yet, most of our life is spent with this guy. Most of our life is spent with the mind. So, spirituality is a journey, I said, from year to year. It's a journey from mind to the heart. And being aware of the sensations in your body. That is where we are going. So, if you learn to stop communicating with the mind and communicating only with the heart, you will never go wrong. Never go wrong. Isn't that beautiful? So why do we not listen to this, in which we have the assuredness that these two things in ourselves that compose ourselves will never take me on the wrong path, will just be there. So I'm going to be more sensitive to my heart and to my body sensations, to my heart vibrations, and to the thoughts of the mind. I'm going to say, maybe so. As you go into decision making, they always say, what does your heart say? And as you begin to think about what your heart says, your mind will make a big chaos. It will jump from here to there. Don't listen. It's not practical. You'll go nowhere. I have been showing you the way. Now you're giving me up. What happened to you? No. It will not work. And you do not know the future. You better take the safe path. Your heart will say, take this path. And you will say, but that's not the safe path. Just take that path. Just take that path. So, communication therefore has to be done if you want to do with the mind and the body. The body can never lie. So, what is the meaning of the mind and the body? So, the heart and the body. So, you have the heart automatically leads the body to say, how are you? Leads the body to say that. So, the touching of the hand doesn't mean anything. But it's because it's an extension of my heart and the vibrations of my being, this touching of the hand now has great meaning. So, the body, just the touch or just the cheek touching somebody's cheek has so much meaning, so much, and it at the same time it can have so much of bad feelings also. No, she hates me, and yet she, can you see what is that? The kiss of betrayal. Judas betrayed Jesus with a kiss. So, the whole world knows about it. Any questions so far before we proceed?
Yes,
Yes.
because sometimes I think of following the heart as liberating myself from what I don't feel like living in, like the uncomfortableness of being in close relationships and people annoy me because they interact with me, etc. So my instant reaction to that would be to liberate myself from the... And then I think of the mind as being the one who says, be careful, because this will have consequences, not only for you, but... So it's the intellect that is explaining me, maybe you should not just go with the heart.
Yeah.
So it's a different way of seeing it.
So, why do you have to go with the heart? So, let's think of this. How do I know that my heart is leading me in the right direction? Okay, how do I know that? Once you decide to follow the heart and you make a decision, that decision is always enveloped with peace. So you must tell us, I'm making this decision, let's see if I feel peaceful with that. And if you feel, so what I'm talking is feel, not think. Your mind will think and say, no, 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 no. So you have to go to the feeling level, your feeling. So first thing, that following the heart will bring you peace. Second thing, listening to your heart will make you feel free, because you're listening to your heart. So you don't have to rely on the mind to take you on the right path and take away the peace. When you rely on your mind, your peace is gone. So, but when you rely on your heart, there is a feeling of peace, there is a feeling of freedom, and there is a feeling of saying, I surrender to love. Once you get all those three going, because you're surrendering to the heart. The heart is a ocean of love. The mind is an ocean of all that the mind is teaching you from the day you're born till you die is how to survive. Don't do that, it's dangerous. Don't do that, you will not be appreciated. Don't do that, your children will not grow up well. Don't do that, you will not get enough salary. Don't do that. And so, because it is based on survival, what's the meaning of survival? Survival lives on I'm afraid to take the next step because I don't think it will be the right one. Once you say I'm afraid, I have an exercise that I give sometimes. It goes like this. Again, all of you do this exercise with me. Take your right hand, keep it on your heart, close your eyes, and say with me slowly, if it wasn't for my fear, please say, if it wasn't for my fear, I would,
I would.
now fill in the blank. That's it. If it wasn't for my fear, I would get divorced. If it wasn't for my fear, I would tell my daughter what to do with her life. If it wasn't for my fear, I would give up this job. If it wasn't for my fear, you'll get a million things in which now you can do this exercise at home. It's asking your heart. It's not the mind. The mind is full of fear. If it wasn't for my mind that fills me with fear, I would. Fill in the blank.
I was just telling Efren that I feel like we experienced this recently because Olivia, my daughter, she's 16 and she wanted to go. She's been asking to go to Puerto Rico